Yo, what's up? It's Adam. Welcome to the video. Today we're going to answer the question, should you go traveling after university and does it hurt your job prospects? So sit back, relax, get comfy, grab your favorite beverage. Mine is the sparkling water. No judgment, please. This is my favorite drink. Let's have a little chat. Should you go travel? Will it hurt your job prospects? Let's get into it. Going traveling will not hurt your job prospects. Kind of. And it also won't help it. Think of going traveling as hitting the pause button on your career. Think about this scenario. You have two candidates, both good degree, similar degree, same uni, and they both did an internship at university. But afterwards, one of them decided to go travel for 2 years, whereas the other decided to go into industry. They got a job, they got some experience, and they're both going for this higher level role. The candidate with 2 years more experience than this candidate with a 2 years travel will be in a better position. It's not to say they will 100% get it. It does depend whose desk your CV lands on, but 9 times out of 10, that 2 years experience is gonna look so much better than 2 years traveling. That person is likely going to have to do the role the other candidate did for 2 years in order to be in a position to get that higher level role. You're not taking a step back. You still have the same qualifications and the same experience. And as long as you did something mildly productive, you went to some interesting places, maybe you did some volunteering, you learnt a language, as long as you can justify the traveling in a semi-productive, not too much of a waste of time experience, it will not harm your prospects. And when I was in my interviews, somehow my America trip always got mentioned. I went traveling for 6 weeks in America, didn't necessarily help my chances, probably helped build a little bit of rapport with the interviewer, a bit of small talk, but beyond that, it's not gonna help, it's not gonna hinder, it's just a pause button on your career. If you are debating going traveling after university and you're asking yourself whether it's gonna impact your job prospects, I do think that's probably the wrong question to be asking yourself. You've not decided to go travel because you want to enhance your career. You want to go travel because you want to see the world, you want to go on an adventure, you want to have a little bit of fun before you commit to what could be a 40-year-long career. You're not going traveling to help your job prospects. So I think putting that objective and asking that question is probably the wrong thing to do when thinking about traveling. On my graduate scheme, one girl quit after 1 year of being on the graduate scheme because she had the travel bug. She had that itch that she needed to scratch. She wanted to go and travel, so she quit her job. She was fed up of living where she was, fed up of doing her supply chain, or I think it was procurement, and she moved to Australia, and now she's living her best life. Employers are also human. They have likely, all these recruiters, have likely been working for many, many years, tens of years. They want to live vicariously through you. They will love to hear about your backpacking around Thailand, or your road trip around America, or your Euro talk. They want to hear about it. It'll be good small talk in an interview. And they certainly, 9 times out of 10, most employers, they want to hear these stories. They'll appreciate you're a human who's been through academia their whole life. They just want a year or two to go and travel and enjoy themselves. They wish they could just pack it up, leave their job and just go and travel. They 100% deep down, there's some small part of them that wants to do that. They'll love hearing your story. So don't worry too much about it hurting your chances. It won't hurt, it just won't help. My recommendation would be to have the thing sorted out. Have your masters lined up, have a job offer. You can even defer it a year if you want to. One of my mates got a law contract. He deferred it by 1 year just because he wanted to go travel, wanted to chill out before he started his probably very intense career in law. I went traveling for 6 weeks around America on a road trip with 6 of my mates, and it is an experience I have 0 regrets today. I'm so glad I went on it, and I still talk about it to this very day. I was able to squeeze that in between graduating uni and starting my first position, my first proper position after uni. I also had an opportunity to travel for 3 months in between starting my graduate scheme and this first position I had after uni. I went to Barca, I went to Mallorca, I went all around Europe, I went to Cyprus for my brother's wedding. I really enjoyed that summer, one of the best summers I've had, because I had the grad scheme lined up, I had money behind me to enjoy it. But my point is that I was able to fit traveling in and not hinder my career, not hinder my degree in any way. I was able to fit it around what I was doing, and that would be my recommendation for someone like yourself who wants to have a good career but also wants to travel. But just make sure you have something to come back to. I think the worst position you can be is be unsure, go travel, come back, and be in the same position, just a little bit worse off because you spent all your money traveling and you're just a year or so older. And don't think that once you've got a job, you can't go travel on the job. I have about 30 days holiday in a year, and because I work with a lot of Europeans, it is not uncommon for them to take 3 weeks at a time. The world is changing. Companies are putting a lot more emphasis on health and well-being, mindfulness. They want their staff to be energized and empowered, and beyond pay, they're giving a lot of other benefits to their employees. And one of them is extra holidays and time off. They will really respect that. Yes, it's not exactly the same as having no responsibilities, no mortgage, no job to have to come back to. Yes, there's something to be said about traveling with no responsibilities, but don't think that when you have a job, it's like no traveling ever, I can't go anywhere. You actually will have more money, you will be able to take the time off. 2 weeks is very common. 3, if you manage it, you can always do. And I know someone who took 6 months off, unpaid leave, so she could go travel around Africa. She came back, she had a great marketing job when she actually came back to work. So don't think going to work is gonna stop any and all prospects of going traveling ever. On my graduate scheme, I've been to Hamburg a couple of times in Germany. I've been to Budapest. I lived there for 2 whole weeks in a hotel, very cool, right near Chain Bridge. Been to Milan, I've been to Ghent in Belgium multiple times. So if you have a graduate scheme or a graduate job, it's an international business, it's not uncommon that you can go travel. So one other recommendation, if you're someone who wants to start their career like me, but also likes traveling, make sure the companies you're applying for have some element of travel into it or have the potential to, and be really clear with the company. I'm applying to you because you offer travel. That's something that I'm really passionate about. So if I'm gonna work for you, that's something I want. If you don't offer it, tell me right now. Let's answer the question, who should and who shouldn't go traveling? So the person who should, who has got that strong urge to go traveling, is all they can think about. They just need to get out of their system. You don't wanna be that person who started the graduate scheme and after a year and a bit, quit to go and travel. Once they realize this is too much, too strong a desire for me to ignore it anymore, and I just hate being in the office. You don't want to be that person. If you've got the desire, you'll know you're that type of person. Go and travel, get it out of your system. The person who shouldn't go and travel is the person who's purely thinking that they'll never get an opportunity to travel ever again. You know, you'll have plenty of time to travel. You have plenty of holidays. You can take 2 up to 3 or 4 weeks at a stretch. You can take at a time. You can travel with work. You can take unpaid leave. I know people have done all of this, okay, whilst I've been at my company. So don't go travel just because you think you'll never get the opportunity again. There's plenty of opportunity. There's nothing stopping me now taking extended leave, even quitting my job and going traveling for a couple of years. I actually have the money to enjoy that now. I was someone who was more focused on my career. I wanted to start that right. I wanted to build my wealth. I wanted to start businesses, have a great career. And if I can travel whilst doing that, awesome. If you're like me, just try and fit traveling around it. So don't try and travel just if you think you'll never get the opportunity. It's not like that. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some value from this video. Smash like if you did. Comment below, are you considering traveling after university? If so, where? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the future episode. The next one is going to be about starting a business and whether you should start a business or get a job after university. Boom. See you in the next episode.